I went through a book of the khutbah of the Prophet that have been recorded. It's all in one book. I could not find one khutbah that mentioned anything political. Not one. I could find not one khutbah where the Prophet mentioned the grievances that they had towards the Quraysh or towards the other Arabs. All I found was exhortations about piety, about being better people, about doing this. If this is the khutbah of the Prophet, then why aren't you following the sunnah of the Prophet? If you want to talk about politics on the minbar, you're going against the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, because he did not talk about politics on the minbar. And so I think it's really important, to recognize that we're in a very sensitive time, and Islam right now is considered synonymous in the minds of millions of people. They estimate in the United States 35 million people, that's 10% of our population, believe that Islam itself is a religion of terrorism. That is unacceptable. So there are many people that believe that Islam is a religion that incites violence, incites hatred. If you have imams with an utter lack of understanding of this religion's core principles, preaching or inciting hatred or denigration of other religions, that person has to be stopped, because this situation has gotten out of hand. The Quran says, "La tasubbu alladhina yad'una min dunillah." Do not curse the idols of the polytheists. So the Prophet ﷺ's people were commanded not to curse. Read the tafsir, that's what it says. Because they will curse God. فَيَسُبَّ اللَّهَ عَدْوًا بِغَيْرِ. In other words, you caused your God to be cursed by cursing their gods. And if you don't believe that's the case, then the hadith, which is a sound hadith, the Prophet said, do not curse your parents. And the Sahaba said, how could we curse our parents, Ya Rasulullah? And he said, by cursing another man's parents, and he curses your parents. So you caused him to curse your parents by offending his parents. So if you offend the religions of other people, you are breaking the sunnah of our Prophet and denigrating this religion. Our Prophet did not denigrate Hinduism or Buddhism or Jainism or Sikhism or any other religion. Now, if you say, well, he destroyed the idols in Mecca, that's true. The Arabian Peninsula, the hadith, according to Malik, Umirtu an uqatil an-nas, that hadith was specific to the Arabian Peninsula. He was restoring the Abrahamic tradition in Mecca, because it was one man, Huyay, who brought the idols from Syria to Mecca. He was actually restoring the integrity of the house to the original intention that Abraham built that house with. So he was purifying the house. But we have no right to go into any country in the world, and if we're a majority and rule that country, we have no right to destroy the temples of those people. The Quran says in Surah Al-Hajj that أُذِنَ لِلَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَ أَوْ يُقَاتِلُونَ فِي قِرَاءَةٍ يُقَاتِلُونَ بِأَنَّهُمْ ظُلِمُوا. That permission was granted to fight because they're being oppressed. Those who are being fought can defend themselves. And then Allah says, if that was not the case, you would see temples and synagogues and churches and mosques where God is mentioned much being destroyed. So the very permission to defend ourselves was to defend multi-faith. And Islam is a religion that has always, when it has been understood correctly, has always protected other faiths' right to worship. And freedom of religion is one of the most important things that we have to spread on this planet. As long as that religion is not calling to the destruction of other people, at that point we have to say, this is unacceptable. And that's why things like ISIS have to be stopped, because they're oppressing.